There is an ocean of everything you want: success, power, and the most satisfying relationships. It's all available and waiting for you. This is The Zone of Action with your host, Gerald Action Jackson.
Today, the subject of this podcast is delete negativity, protect your day. Choosing positivity, delete negativity, protect your day. This week, something hit me and it's been on my mind ever since. My Baton Rouge office is right down the street from the state capitol. I can literally see it from my window. That view reminds me every day of how close I am to where big decisions are made, where movers and shakers walk the halls, and where policies that affect millions of people get shaped. And because of my position, I get to meet some pretty impressive people. Just in the last 72 hours, I sat with innovators who figured out a way to grow vegetables while feeding fish at the same time with no soil. I met the dean of a law school. I even had a sit down with a U.S. congressman. Now, here's what stood out to me. It wasn't their titles. It wasn't the shiny introductions. It was their energy. These folks weren't weighed down by drama or negativity. They weren't focused on who said what or what email was floating around. They were solution-minded, calm, collected, positive. I went to a luncheon that had over 400 people in the room, all of them leaders in some way. The vibe, pure optimism, conversations about partnerships, about overcoming obstacles, about moving forwards. And here's the kicker. Not a single news station covered it. No TV cameras, no newspapers, just one radio group. Ours. Think about that. A room full of positive energy, and nobody thought it was newsworthy. Meanwhile, the moment I got back in my car, I checked my phone. And there it was. Negativity, emails, texts, phone calls, people going back and forth over small, petty stuff. That's life, right? One moment you're surrounded by big thinkers and visionaries, and the next you're dealing with somebody's drama that doesn't even deserve a response. But here's the decision I made. I wasn't going to let it ruin my day. Choose what you feed your mind. I had a 58-mile drive to my next office, and instead of replaying all that negative junk in my head, I turned on something that fed me. A portion of Mel Robbins' Let Them. A section from Robert Greene's Daily Laws. Just those reminders alone shifted my energy. By the time I walked into my next office, I was smiling, shaking hands, greeting people, and saying, "It's a great day." And you know what? That attitude spread. One of the assistants asked me if I saw some nasty email going around. I told her I deleted it. You should too. It's a good day. She stopped, looked at me, and then I could literally see the calm wash over her face. She smiled and said, "You know what? You're right." And she deleted it too. That moment right there was a lesson. Negativity only has power if you give it attention. If you stop feeding it, it dies. Imagine this. What if you treated every piece of negativity like spam in your inbox? You don't argue with spam. You don't reply to it. You delete it. Gone. What would your day feel like if you did that with gossip, with drama, with that one text message that tries to pull you into someone else's storm? You'd feel lighter, freer, happier. Leaders don't entertain toxicity. The people I met this week, the law dean, the congressmen, the innovators, they don't allow low-class toxic energy into their environment. They're too focused on solving real problems. They don't waste time reacting to nonsense, and neither should we. That doesn't mean you ignore problems. It means you focus on solutions that matter and refuse to be pulled into things that don't. So when negativity shows up, Here's the playbook. Let people vent if they need to, but don't absorb it. Hit delete on the messages that don't serve you. Remember, you control your response. Nobody else. Guard your environment. One of the things I'm most grateful for is that I'm surrounded by a lot of positive people, both in Baton Rouge and in my other offices. But even then, negativity still tries to sneak in. That's why you have to be intentional. This past Saturday, I did something different. Normally, I'd have football playing in the background all day, but instead, I turned the TV off. I spent the day catching up on my goals and prepping for the week ahead. It wasn't that football was bad, but in that moment, it didn't serve me. And let me tell you, I ended that day feeling more focused, more energized, and more ready to attack the week. That's what happens when you protect your environment. How to take control of your day. So let me break it down. Here are some ways you can start taking control of your day no matter what comes at you. Start with gratitude. Wake up and remind yourself that today is a gift. Control what you let in. Choose positive media, positive voices, positive conversations. Smile on purpose. Even if things aren't perfect, walk into the room with energy. Hit delete. Don't waste time on gossip, drama, or emails that don't matter. Invest in growth. Read, learn, work on your goals. Surround yourself with people who push you forward. Closing thought. I'll never forget two things from this past week. The calm confidence of the leaders I met and the smile on that assistant's face when she hit delete. Both moments taught me the same lesson. Your day belongs to you, not the critic, not the drama, not the negative voice on the other end of a text message. So the next time someone tries to drop their baggage on your doorstep, remember, you don't have to carry it. Delete it. Move on, smile, because at the end of the day, it really is a good day. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, JeroldJax. On Facebook, Gerald Action Jackson and Zone of Action. Check out the website, GeraldJackson.com. Happiness starts with you, not with your relationship, not with your job, not with your money, but with you in the zone of action.